Hi, my name is Sophie Guthier. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm an executive director with WICAT. So I'm one of the executive directors of WICAT. I'm also one of the co-founders. We have 7 executive directors. I'm one of 2 co-state lead executive directors. And one of the main things we do is we maintain our relationship with National U.S. Youth Climate Strike, make sure we know what's going on with them and if they have any big national events they're planning. But then we also work within our own organization with networking through people in different organizations in the state and national organizations as well. Running meetings when we have them, making sure that people are following through, and just making sure that overall the organization is moving forward and continuing to move forward. I first started doing heavy organizing on my freshman, sophomore year of high school. I started going to a community center, the Lussier Center in Madison on the west side, and we just started they really teach you about different social justice issues and allow you a space to use your voice. So I started doing organizing with them and doing workshops and presenting at different youth conferences and stuff around issues like race, gender, sexuality, intersectionality, and we also did a large women's rights and women empowerment project called Hands Off Our Rights, and so that was just all about supporting women. We had a girl group, so at the Lussier Center is really where I started my work, and then from there I was able to make connections with the ACLU of Wisconsin, meet a whole bunch of other people. I did some work in gun violence prevention and gun reform laws, as well as campaign finance. I've done work with the ACLU for budget testimonies and making sure that people know how and that they are able to go testify in front of their elected officials and share their voice and be able to tell them what they think about certain laws and certain budgets going forward. It's really complicated because everyone thinks that it's super cool and fun and exciting, which yeah, certain parts of it is, but at the same time it's super stressful and sad to be organizing, because if you look at the big picture of things, it's why does this organization exist and why does it have to exist? Why am I sitting here doing this type of thing? So from the outside, everyone always just thinks that I'm doing this for fun with my friends on the weekends and that this is just some club that I do, which yeah, I've made friends through this organization, I've made friends through organizing, but it's never really overall fun for me to be doing this stuff. It's constant stress that you're in with having to take phone calls at 1 o'clock in the middle of the day when you're in class because adults don't understand that you're still a student while you're organizing, and it's you having to deal with permits and elected officials that don't really care about your future and that just like to be around you and have pictures with you and say that they had a discussion with you, but at the end of the day, the climate crisis isn't going to affect them nearly as much as it's going to affect you. So it's a whole complicated situation to be in because of how many different emotions you go through in a week's period. I think something that made me really happy was for the March 15th, the first strike, because we have been getting a lot of following on social media and people were saying that they were going on the Facebook event, but a lot of times people say they're going and they don't show up. So I just remember sitting there at East High School in Madison and the crowd was really small because it was people were just setting up tables and stuff, and then I remember 10-15 minutes later I turned around and there's people lined up down the street and it was just this giant crowd, and I only was expecting 100 people to show up and we had over 1,000 people there, and it was just a really great moment for me to see that so many people had supported this cause and were willing to miss school and come to the strike. Organizing really changed my life because I had first learned about climate change when I was in 7th grade, and I didn't really see a lot of organizations doing a lot of work. And the ones that were there, it was mainly adults doing the work, and it wasn't really any young people that I saw being able to share their voice about the climate crisis. But ever since I started doing organizing, it really just empowered me and made me feel more confident about my abilities and about what I could do, because even though there's a lot of people that don't want to listen to us and a lot of legislators that don't truly care about us, I still know that I have a certain amount of power over them, and that I know that they work for me. Organizing has allowed me to grow my knowledge on how the U.S. system works and how it was founded and how everything in society kind of like works and the root causes of all these injustices. And so organizing not only allowed me to like learn by myself, but it has allowed me to like teach others, share my knowledge, and just to like know that I can do something and that nothing is out of my hands.